Hi everyone. So, under the umbrella of indirect cost or overheads or hidden cost, the very first component, or I would say one of the most significant components that contributes the most to the overheads portion is staff salaries and benefits. All the staff that is present at your site, from execution to your planning to your project manager to construction manager, safety in charges, quality in charges, and so on, everyone will be considered under the component of staff salaries and benefits. Okay, so whatever is their salaries for the entire project duration, and whatever benefits and perks and allowances that they are getting along with the salary will be contributed to this particular item. As I already discussed, your staff is not separately contributing to any specific activity like your concreting or shuttering or reinforcement. So that is why their cost you cannot contribute to the direct cost. So they will be coming under the umbrella of indirect cost. So how do you calculate the staff salaries and benefits? We'll understand it theoretically first of all, then we will also move to the Excel sheet and we will see one case study or practical example from one construction project to see how we can totally calculate the staff salaries and benefits. So first of all, what you have to do, the number of staff required at site is calculated, which is based upon the productivity norms of the company. See, every company, they have some specific productivity norm. Like this is the amount of invoice that your per month per person has to do at site. So that particular productivity norm you can use. For example, 40 lakhs per man month, 30 lakhs per man month, or let us say 60 lakhs per man month, depending on the project value, depending on the client, depending on the location, depending on the scope of works. You have some productivity norms that you can use from the company standard operating procedures. So that particular productivity norm will be used to calculate the total number of staff. Okay. After you calculate the total number of staff, now what you need to do is schedule of staff, which is also called as S4 schedule, is prepared, which contains the name of each staff, their function, their grade, their gross average salary, and man months. Now, what you have to do, you simply have to name every particular staff serial wise, serial number one, serial number two, serial number three, and so on. Every staff has to be listed out. Their name has to be mentioned, their function, that whether he's a project manager, he's a construction manager, he's a safety in charge, he's the quality in charge, he's in execution. So their function has to be mentioned. Then their grade has to be mentioned. Grade in the sense like what cadre they have. Okay, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Then in further in tier 1, what is their grade? So proper grade has to be mentioned, based on which their salary will be varying. Okay, then their gross average salary. I told the salary will be totally dependent on what grade they are in. As the grade increases, the gross average salary increases. So gross average salary will be the CTC, that will be including of everything, all the perks that they are getting. Okay, all the allowances like house rent allowance they are getting, some mobile recharge they are getting, some fuel charges they are getting, whatever salary they are getting will be the gross average salary. And man months, how many months they will be required at site. For example, the project manager will be required starting from first month till the end of the project. So that will be, suppose the project is of 12 duration, so for project manager it will be 12 man months, because that is a one person and months are 12, so 12 man months will be the man months for your project manager. Okay, now, as I already explained, the gross salaries are calculated inclusive of the basic salary and the allowances towards house rent, leave travel, bonus, medical assistance, provident fund, etc. Everything has to be included in the gross salary. Okay, you need not take the net salary here. Gross salary has to be considered, because ultimately that will be the cost that the company will have to pay towards the staff salary. So that is why gross salary need to be considered. Okay. Since the projects may last for several months to years, substantial factor is multiplied to the gross salary for increments and promotion. See, you cannot take specific salary as of now. Suppose the project is of 5 years, then whatever salary you will be taking, that has to consider the increments and promotions also. In 5 years, let us say one particular person may get two promotions or three promotions depending on the company policies. You have to consider some particular factor of safety by which you will have to multiply their salary, which will also contribute to the increments as well as to the promotions. Okay, so this is how you will add the complete man months. You will multiply those man months with the salary per month, and through that, by the addition of that, you will get the total component of the staff salaries inclusive of all the benefits that your staff will be availing at site. Okay, so this is all about the staff salaries and benefits. In the next video, we will understand this using one Excel sheet. Okay, so that's all. Thank you.